In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of the assignments in Module 1. It's a longer term assignment. It's on the culture and climate of education, and specifically, you keeping notes while you're going to your O&P. So, in Module 1, if I go over to the module and I click that little arrow there, I see that all of these little pages come rolling out. Now, I have all of them linked here for you in this text. You'll see I'm scrolling through there for you. I'll go back and I'll tell you which one it was. It is Start Here, Module 1, Overview and Instructions. Okay, so if we start here at the Module 1, Overview and Instructions, I've provided an overview video already that gives you the gist of what we're doing in this module. What I'm going to focus on in this video is the second area here, where I'm asking you to create an interactive notebook that's going to contain your notes from O&P, and specifically where you'll record your observations about the school and the classrooms, climate, and culture. So let's dive into that a little bit, because I want to make sure that that you're not confused. So we're going to click on the assignment here. Bam. All right. And so this is what my view looks like. Yours doesn't. At least I don't think it looks like this. I'm in the teacher's view right now, but yours is very similar to that. So what I want to talk to you about is creating this interactive notebook. And so what I would like you to do before you start working with your group is take a look at the context of education, climate, and culture. Now, I assigned this to everyone starting on September 5th. However, I know that with the start of school, it takes a little bit for everybody to get acclimated and to get started working on some of these things. So I want to go through these with you real quickly and get to the actual assignment part. So I'm going to ask you to read through these resources. And so there's a reading here. I've made this as absolutely concise as possible. I didn't want you to have a ton of textbook pages and things like that to read through. Just really scaled it back to only those things that I really think are necessary for you to go through. Characteristics of a good school, and then visible characteristics of a good school. So this one talks in general about what does it take to make a good school, but this visible characteristics talks to you a little bit about what you can directly observe when you're in the school. So hint, hint, this is going to be a really good resource for you to use when you're putting together your list of things to observe for when you're analyzing the school climate and culture at your O&P. Okay, then here we go. School report cards. Now, not only do students get report cards, but the schools get report cards too. So this is a place where you can go to look at information about how the school is performing. And it's the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. It's abbreviated DPI. Department of Public Instruction, DPI. These are school accountability reports. And so if you go to that link, look up the school that you're assigned, you will find detailed information about the school and the district that you're going to be in. You will find information about the size of the school, the size of the school, the number of students. You will find information about diverse populations and the percentage of different diverse populations. You will find out information about students with special needs, students with economic hardships. You'll find out about schools, about students' performance on standardized testing, some information about discipline and referrals and going on to secondary or post-secondary education, all of that sort of thing. That's all right here in these school report cards. So I highly encourage you to take a look at those before you get together with your group. But certainly that should be a component of the research that you're going to do before you go into your school. So the assignment here is that you will be creating an interactive notebook. It's a digital interactive notebook for O&P for your research and your observation notes. And what I'm going to be asking you to do is use those notes to assess what you think about the school's climate and culture. So before you get together with your group, you want to make sure that you go through the resources on how to create an interactive notebook and also the content here. Characteristics of a good school, visible characteristics, DPI report card, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the module, and here I'm going to do create the interactive notebook. Now, this is, again, my view, so I can see all the groups I have here. So there's 7 different groups, and in your group, what I'm asking you to do, the instructions are all listed here for you. Let me go through those for you. So as I just said, before meeting with your group, right here, review all the learning resources and materials and review the information on how to create an interactive journal using the link below. Okay, so here, I have a bunch of videos here for you on how to create a digital, an interactive notebook. Okay, so this is
I'm
one of
glad
the
you're
videos.
Here to see you about.
So I'm going to mute that, and okay. So this is putting together a digital interactive notebook. I'm trying to get to the page where you can really see. Okay, so what this is it's a bunch of digital pages pulled together. Here are the tabs, just like if you had a notebook, a multi-subject notebook in front of you. These tabs will be live, so you can link to different pages in your notebook, and teachers use these for a variety of different subjects, a variety of different purposes, and you can create interactive worksheets. You can create all sorts of research worksheets where students are collecting research. This is a phenomenal tool, and it is so flexible, and I really, really want you to take a look at these because they're really being used everywhere throughout education right now. And in every subject, pretty much every grade, these have a potential use. So there are a bunch of resources for you there. And let's see, there are templates for you to use, and so you can get downloadable templates and things like that you can use for this interactive notebook. And really, if you're not familiar with the digital interactive notebook, I want you to just Google it. I mean, seriously, just Google it. You will find a bunch of them and you will go, oh my gosh, okay, I guess they're everywhere. All right. So another resource that I want to share with you. Here, let me just adjust this for a second. There we go. Okay. Another resource that I want to share with you is right here. Matt at Ditch That Textbook. Anyone who is going into education needs to know Matt at Ditch That Textbook. Doesn't matter what field you're going into. Not only does this guy really know what he's talking about and really understand how to create amazing and interactive activities for students, he is so well connected, and the resources that you can find on his website are phenomenal. So here is a link to his page or to his resource on interactive notebooks, and I really, really, really encourage you take a look. All right, so that is the page about resources for actually doing the interactive notebook. Right. So you want to make sure that you look through those and know what you're doing before you get together with your group, because you don't want to waste even a minute of time together with your group, because, you know, everybody's got a lot of stuff to do and it's hard to find time to get together with your group. So just make sure you've got that done in advance so that when you get together, you can just dive in right here. Begin working with your group. Your first step for your group assignment is for you to create a list of things that you should research before going to your assigned school. So things that you want to know about the school, you should know about the school, so on and so forth. Like, you know, maybe the address. You know what else you should research? Where is the parking lot that you're going to park in? Yeah. You don't want to just drive over there on, you know, the day of your first visit and go, oh, I forgot to look at where I'm supposed to park. Crap. What am I going to do? Be late? Yeah, probably. So take a look at the, you know, layout of the school. Figure out where the parking lot is. And you know what? If you can't find it, you can't figure it out, call the school the day before you go and say, hey, where am I supposed to park? Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's what we have to do when we go and supervise students in the field. So don't be shy. Don't be shy, but please know where to park. Anyways. All right. You'll probably also want to know what grades are in the school. If it's a middle school, if it's an elementary school, if it's a high school, what grades are involved and how many teachers are there, how many students are enrolled. As I said, a lot of this stuff you can find on the Wisconsin DPI, Department of Public Instruction. Remember that website? It will tell you a lot of this information. Then you probably should really study the school's website and, you know, take a look at what kinds of courses do they have? What kinds of, like, you're going into social studies. So what social studies courses do they offer? You're going into business ed. What business ed courses do they offer? Art? What do they have? What do they offer? All of that. You should know those things before you go in. And then when you meet your cooperating teacher, you can, you know, ask questions about it. Okay, so are they still offering X courses or whatever? You know, can help you make conversation and make you look like you really know what you're talking about. Okay, so especially if you are interested in coaching or advising co-curricular or extracurricular activities, you want to know what kinds of things does the school offer? What is the school district like? How many students are in the district? How big is it? Take a look at the district website. What are they bragging about? What are they trying to promote? And, you know, take a look at some of the local newspapers if you can and see if you can tease out what sorts of problems the district is facing. That can be really interesting too. So those are some of the things that I'm suggesting that you want to consider researching before you go. But as a group, I want you to, you know, really talk about this and decide what else should you research? What should you know before you go over? Then the second step of your group assignment is, you should have reviewed all the materials on school climate and culture before you came in to meet with your group, but as a group, you should work together to see what do you think you can go into your school and observe for or watch for or notice, and to start analyzing what the school's climate and culture is. So you can be strategizing, different areas of the school that you might want to visit and observe, or specific things that you want to watch for. Who are some people that you might want to interview or talk to, or questions to ask? And certainly, are there any pictures that you can take while you're at the school, without any students in the pictures, by the way, but pictures that you can take at the school to document aspects of the school's climate and culture? All right, so once you have those two lists, then you want to brainstorm with your group how you're going to design an interactive notebook. And to be real blunt here, if you're in a group, okay, I've done this a few times, I know what goes on with groups. All right, so if you are in a group that is not functioning really well, and you simply want to go off and figure out how to design this interactive notebook on your own, you go for it, because in the end, you're going to be designing it on your own anyways. I wanted to create an environment where you're sharing different perspectives on what to observe for and how to observe those things. But if you end up going and figuring out how to design and then create your interactive notebook on your own, that's perfectly fine with me. So once you've got that done, you make sure that you can add more sections, because you're going to add a couple more sections. But once you've got that first one finished, then you're going to go to our Google slide deck and post a link to your interactive notebook. In the next module after this, you will add a teacher section, and I will go back and look at that link and evaluate your teacher section as well. So this is due on October 6th. It may seem like a long time from now, but it really isn't. The time is going to go really fast, so I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get moving on this right away. And please do try to have fun creating this interactive notebook, and looking for information on how teachers in your discipline may use this sort of a thing, because yeah, it could be very beneficial to you. So good luck, and I do hope you have at least a little bit of fun. Okay, thank you for your attention. Talk to you next time.